about what we spoke about, hear what you learned last week. So anyone can just unmute and then do a recap of what you learned last week. All right. Or do I call on someone? Okay. Okay, Samuel, please unmute.
Good evening. Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. I'm currently in transit, so I might not be able to speak. Like my area is um loud, so I'll try to talk now. So please, come on, can you? I didn't hear the question well. Can you
Okay, no, I
please
just wanted a
rephrase?
recap of. Okay, yeah, yeah, sure. I wanted a recap of
Hello,
what you learned
hello. Can
last week.
anybody hear me?
Can
Hello.
everyone hear?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay, but I can hear Samuel. I guess it's his network.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now. All right. So what I said was, you know what? Samuel, don't worry. I think someone else should try. Yeah. Thank you for unmuting and making the attempt. Yeah. So for Jesse, who is just joining, my question was, or rather, my request was for someone to unmute and then talk about what they learned last week. Yeah. What you learned last week.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Jesse.
Um, so majorly what I learned last week, our focus was on. We did a little bit of review of Jacob's laws of um heuristics. Because I think in the last class we did not complete all of them, and then we went into the core principles of UI. So um, I think out of the five core principles of UI that we treated, one of the ones that stood out the most to me was consistency, because when you have designs that are having way too many elements, it can be really, really confusing. And then on the practical aspects, you did a little bit of review on, you spoke on design elements like color and the differences between typeface and fonts, which was new to me, and you talked about arrangement also. So that's part of what I can remember. Although there was more I learned, but I can't really recall right now. But that's part the ones I can remember.
Okay, thank you for that, Jesse. Yeah. So basically, we just talked about, we talked the disability heuristics, 10 of them. Then um, then we did an introduction to UI design. Yeah, basically. We spoke on the elements, we spoke on basic UI principles. Yeah, and we looked at, different designs and how these principles were applied. So today we're going to go into Figma and just play around with the UI and try to get as interactive as possible. So I'm going to share my screen now because I would like someone to confirm once I'm done if you can see. Okay. Mm. Okay. All right. So can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you. So this is Figma. Yeah, this is Figma. And so what I'm going to do is, so basically I'm using the web version of Figma, and but you can use both the web version and you can actually download the web app. So I'm going to go to figma.com. Mm, yeah. Okay. So, oh, so I guess I need to sign out here. So what I want to do is I want to go to their web page and then show you how you can create an account. Yeah. So let me go account. Mm, okay. So I've logged out here. So this is it. www.figma.com. If you're with your system, you can follow along. If not, well, you can still follow along. Okay. So so let's see. So for someone just getting started, in fact, let's scroll down. Wait, please give me a few minutes. Oh, sorry. The camera is on. Yeah. Okay, you can take it. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, sorry for that. So let's continue. Um, okay, so this is it. So the Figma has done a number of improvements or upgrades. Now you can not just do UI designs, you can also even do Figma. And even with the UI design, there's upgrades with that. Added a that is a lot more interesting to use now. Okay, so let me see where to download the app. Basically, I just use the web version because it's to me it's easier. Like on the web, I get access to everything that I need. Let me see what's in download. Okay. Yeah, so I came down to this downloads place. Let me see. Okay, let's check further. Or let me just use a big one. Let me use big big one. Okay, let's say Figma download. I hope everyone is still seeing my screen.
Yeah, we're still seeing your screen.
Alright.
Yes, I
So it
see
said
your screen.
okay, thank you. So I think from here it's pretty easy. You just click on download. Let me see. I hope it doesn't actually download. Oh, yeah. It's basically the same. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I was actually right. This was great. So there's a mobile app, like a Figma Mirror app, where you can view your prototypes using your phone. Yeah, and then this is we have the one for macOS for Windows. Yeah, then these are font installers. If you're using the web version, then you need the font installer. Yeah, like I had to down this. What the font installer does is that it lets you use fonts that are on your local device, that are on your system. So your system fonts, it lets you use it on Web Figma. But if you downloaded the desktop app, say the one for Mac OS or for Windows, then automatically any font that is installed in your system, in your computer, would, you'll be able to access them on the app. Yeah, so we're not going to download anything. I'm just going to log in here to my account. Um, yeah, okay, okay, all right. So now I actually just created this account. Yeah, I just created a new account to just give you guys a a feel of like how it looks like. My personal account. This is actually the old UI. Yeah, this is the old UI. So my personal account is the new one, and it might be quite hard to navigate. So this is the old UI of Figma. It's a lot simpler, yeah, a lot easier. And if you're creating an account for the first time, this is the UI that you would most likely come across. The people who have access to the new UI are mostly the old users. Yeah, old users. So here, if you click on here, here is your account. You
I
can
think we're still
change.
seeing the Figma download page. Is it just me?
Okay, then you should. Sorry, someone else should confirm.
I'm still
Can
seeing
someone
it.
else confirm? You're still seeing it too. Okay. Let me see. So I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. Oh, it switched to a different tab and I didn't realize. All right. So, okay, so where I stopped here was the download. So I clicked on download and I got taken to, let me do it again. I got taken to a new tab. So I'm going to share this tab. Yeah. So this is it. This is what. So can everyone see this now? This Figma downloads tab.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, you can either install the desktop app for macOS or for Windows. You could also, if you're like on this site from your mobile device, you could install Figma for your mobile device for both for iOS and Android and for iPad. Then these are font installers. You just install them like a regular web app. So I think I already mentioned what they do, how they help you access your system font through the web version of Figma. Okay, so I'm currently on this tab. Yeah, this is my this is my Figma. Yeah, I'd mentioned that this is a new account that I created. Yeah, so I'll basically be using this for practice and like interactive sessions and all that. Okay, so yeah, so here is where you can access your account. You can access your account. You can change the theme. I prefer to work with dark, but depending on your system or like your system settings, either one. So then you can also go to your settings here. If you want to download the app, you can do that from here too. The community profile, you might want to create a community profile. What this means is that you'll be able to publish community files like community assets. Would still go to the community part. So you can create add another account. Yeah. You just add another account. I think. Let me share this. So I'm directed to um, log in. Okay. So you can toggle between accounts. Okay, it's still loading. Should have loaded by now. Let me reload. Okay. This should work. I'll do this one more time. All right. Okay, so let's just hold on for it to load. I guess it's my network. Yeah. So the thing is, I already created a file for. Okay. So this, so from here you can change and switch accounts. Yeah. So I already created a a team for this bootcamp. Yeah. So this is basically where we'll be working and collaborating. So a team is where you can add create files. Yeah, we have free teams and we have paid teams. So this is a free team and it can only accommodate 6 files. I think three Figma files and three FigJam files. Yeah. So I think very soon I'll open the call for questions. If you have any questions, just hold on. You would have the like you would be able to ask in a bit. So you can add, and I'm going to share this with everyone. Would have to collaborate on this, and most of the work that I would be doing in Figma would be within this, aside from the personal files that you would have to create. Okay, so let's go to this is the recent part. This is where any new file you open, any new thing you do, you see it here. You can create a new file. You can create a new FigJam board. So FigJam is for collaboration. Yeah, it's like a collaboration board. Yeah, like the likes of Mirror. Yeah, they're for collaboration. I think like there's Google has, yeah, and there's one that Google has too. Yeah, but what it's for is for teams to be able to collaborate. It has sticky notes feature. You'll be able to click on it. I will show you guys, but let's still explore the other parts of the UI. So this is where you can access community. This is one very important aspect of Figma because it lets you, come in contact with different assets, like a library of plugins, files, different things that people have published on the community. So remember what I said about having a community account? Yeah, it lets you publish things. You could publish an icon library, you could publish a design system, you could publish a file. You can basically find anything you want here. So let's come here and let's search for, let's say, music. Yeah, you can either filter by paid or free, filter by creators or Figma partners. So see, and you'll be able to, once you click on any of these files, you'll be able to view the files. you'll be able to view them on Figma. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back. Yeah. Okay, so we're back here, and and for starters, so we're going to create a Figma file, a new Figma file. So I'll come here. Oh, wait, let me do that within here. Okay, so within. All right. Okay. So I'll come here. I can either press the click on the plus here, or I could come here and create project. Sorry, not this. So you can share. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite. So you can share by either copying the link, or you can share by inviting by email, which is what I'm going to do. So yeah. So let's add. So in every team, like for a free team, you can only have one team project. So click, and then you're taking within the team project. So um let's call this practice file. So, no, I'm sorry, rename. Yeah, so let's call these practice files. Practice files. Yeah. So I can create a new file by coming here, clicking create, and then it will give me the option of either creating a design file, a figure board, or a slide deck. Or I can import a Figma file. Yeah, assuming I have a file.fig, I'll be able to import it through here. So we want to create a design file, so I'll click on that. Yeah. Okay. So this is how the UI looks like. When you create a new file, this is what you see. So let's rename it. Let's call it this is week 3. This is our third week. Okay. So this is the project that this file is inside. And then this is the team icon. Yeah. Okay. So here, this Figma side. This is like the files part of Google Docs. I don't know if everyone's familiar, but that's where you see stuff like file, edit, view, object, text, arrange, vector. So some of these things are not showing because we've not done like they are all disabled, right? They are not enabled because we've not done any work on here. Yeah, we've not done any work on here. But once we create elements, they'll be enabled. Yeah, they're like instructions, align right, align top. Because there's nothing here, they can't work. Widgets, plugins, widgets, preferences, libraries, and all. So this empty space here is called your canvas. This is your layers panel to the left. That is, let me see how, like here to the left. And then to the right is your properties panel. Yeah. This is for design, whereby you see all the properties of whatever design it is that you select and all the properties of your file. And then this is the prototype um, section. You can toggle each one, design or prototype. So when you want to prototype, this is where you can create interactions from this part. So let's take out the features one by one. So I already spoke about this. This is like the main menu. Yes. Oh, you can see that main menu. And this is the move tool. This is the move tool. There's also the move tool or the scale tool. So when we start working, you see the difference between the two, move or scale. Then we have the frame tool, the section tool, or the slice tool. Yeah. Then we have rectangles. These are shapes, lines, arrows, ellipses, polygons, stars, and then place image. This is to place an image within a shape. Okay, so you can click on this and automatically get import images from your device, and it will paste it into whatever shape it is that you selected. Then this is the pen tool. You can either use the pen tool or the pencil tool. This pencil tool just works like the pencil to draw. Why this pen tool is a bit like the marquee tool. No, not marquee tool. It creates Benzier curves. Yeah, it creates it. It's used to create curves. It's used to create lines. Yeah, it's used to create curves. It's used to create lines. So yeah, then this is for text, and then these are resources. Basically, your components. We can get access your components within your file. You can access plugins. You can access widgets. So you'd understand the differences between these as we go on. Then this is the hand tool. Yes, this is the hand tool. You can use it to move around your canvas. And then this is the comment tool. Since more than one person can work on Figma and lots of people can collaborate on Figma, then this lets you leave comments, give feedback, ask questions. Yeah. Then this is where this avatar area is where you see anyone who's on the file. Yeah, their icons will appear here. They could be as many as five or okay. So all right, so let's continue. Then here's here's like the share button. We've already spoken of the share button, like on the main Figma UI. So you can invite by email or you can copy the link. Yes. So automatically anyone in a um in a team or in a project has access to a file. Yes. Anyone in this team has access to the file. So you can also decide to publish the file to the community here, or you could copy the link to share it, let's say to developers in dev mode only. Yes, so which is what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at dev mode. This was a feature that came out last year. So, but it's a paid feature and I can't access it with this account, which is a free account, by the way. But it's like the answer to the answer to the prayers of developers here. So it actually, based on your design, it generates code and it shows them on this part of the screen. It generates code in both CSS, Android, like yeah. So I think quite a number of. Yeah, so I'm going back to design mode because I can't access this. But it's really amazing. And was it not yesterday? I heard some developers I work with, they're really, really praising it. Yeah, I don't know what they will do with that. But they actually still do a lot. Yeah, yeah, they do a lot. So even without the dev mode, but you can still you can still work as a developer. Yes, it just makes stuff easier. No, it's not a must. Okay, then here are libraries. Then here is if you want to prototype. So there are two types of prototyping. Sorry, prototyping view, or rather to view your prototype. We have the present and the preview. So this preview, see, they told me a prototype needs to have at least one frame. So this preview lets you see your prototype within like Figma, within this file, not on a new. While this present opens a new page for you on a new tab. Yeah, a new let me call it a tab, a new tab for you to view prototype. Yeah, then this is how you can control the zooming in. Like, so it's zoomed in on 100% now. You could zoom in, zoom out, zoom to 200, zoom to 50. So that's all. Then, so my pixel grid shows, meaning that if I zoom in, let's say, let's zoom in now. Meaning that if I zoom in on any frame, yeah, once I zoom in on any frame, I will be able to see a pixel grid. So let me create a frame for you so that we can do it. I would have to delete it because there's some things I want to show you. So if I zoom in on this, now this is called a pixel grid. Someone should unmute and tell me if they can see these lines, these boxes. Can you see these boxes?
Yes, I can see the boxes.
Okay, okay. So thank you for that. So this is zoomed in on 5,863%. So if I disable pixel grid, they would all disappear. I can't see anything. Pixel grid hidden. So this helps, especially when you want to create icons. Yeah, if you want to create icons, that helps a lot because yeah, so each grid is 1 pixel. So each box is 1 pixel by 1 pixel. So it helps. Then you can enable rulers. So you can see from these options that Figma is full of shortcuts. And knowing these shortcuts actually make your life easier basically. So but you shouldn't try to memorize shortcuts now, but like as you use them, anything you know that you're using constantly, that you're using a lot, try and make sure you know the shortcuts. Like these rulers, once you click on it, it enables rulers here. You can click and drag to pull out a ruler. Yes, so I would click on it and delete. Yeah, press backspace. And let's come back here. What else is here? Then outlines. Show outlines, include hidden layers. I think we'll use this at some point. The multiplayer cursors, they're enabled so that when you and other people are on a file, you'll be able to see their cursors, their arrows in different colors alongside their name, so you know, oh, this is the person. And then comments are enabled. People can leave comments. You can leave comments. So I want to delete this frame. Okay, so zoom back to 100. Let me take it back to 100. Yeah, then back here. 100. You can see it's changing. 151. So this is a frame. Now I'm going to delete this. We're not done yet with the empty UI. So let me disable the rulers. I've removed them. I've hidden the rulers. Then we have then this is the color of the canvas. You could change it. I prefer to work with this color here, with this color. It makes it easier on my eyes. But I guess I think what was let me see. Yeah, but this is the default color of the canvas. Yeah. So we have what we call local variables. You can create variables. Variables are like a an improvement on styles. Yeah, they give you a lot more flexibility. Yeah, yeah. They were like a new introduction. I think was it last year? Yeah, early last year or yeah, early last year. Variables came out early last year. The local styles. This lets you create styles. Like we'll get to this. I'm not really clear on how to explain this without any practical to it. So then if you want to export anything, you click on this thing and it exports. So it exports it wants to export the entire file because nothing is selected. So if maybe I have a frame, or let me okay. Let's say I have a frame and I go back to export, forget all these above, we'll still touch them. If I click on this plus here, export frame one. Frame one is the name of this frame, like what I with this frame. It's that says export frame one. If I don't select anything, you see it says export week three. So let me delete the frame again, and I think we're done. So now I'm going to show you how to create a frame. There's two ways you can. So frames are like the bounding boxes or houses in in Figma. It's like it lets you work. It lets you put all your work within a bounding box. It's like a page, right? A plain page, but then what you have inside it stays inside. So these are layers. This is layers panel, and in this layers panel, okay, let me bring this down. In this layers panel, you see like layers of your pages, your frames, your not pages, your frames, your elements. So anything within something is like a child of it. Yes, like a child. So you have a parent and children, 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 children. That's how layers work. So here, because we have one page, which is page one, look at this is it here. So I can rename it by either double clicking on it. Yes, by double clicking on it. So let's say design. Yes. So for a free account, you can only create three pages. And so meaning we have just two left. Then you create one more. It comes here. So you can rename it to, let's say, wireframe. Yes. So these are pages. And then when I put a frame here, you can create frames in two ways. By either coming here, yeah, let me do that. Here we go. By either coming here and clicking on frame, or by typing F. This F, like we're going to be using frames a lot. So knowing F for frames is easy peasy. It's something that you should know. So when you click on F, you see here it brings out a list of frames for you. You have phone frames, tablet frames, desktop frames, presentation frames, watch frames, paper frames, social media, Figma community, archive. So basically, Figma was designed as a design file. Yeah, designed to have the capacity to do basically all forms of design work, and you'll be shocked at the things that people do with Figma. Yeah, be shocked at the things that people do with Figma. So let's say you want to create a frame for you're designing a mobile app. You can pick a set of frames here: Android Lite, Android Small, iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 14. If you're designing for a tablet, you could choose any one. If you're designing for a desktop, you could choose any one. So let's pick let's see, even presentation, paper, watches, like your Apple Watch, your yeah, paper, A4 paper, tabloid, social media, Twitter post, Twitter header, Facebook post, Facebook cover. Basically all you need. Even dribble shots, yeah. You even got dribble shots, yeah. Then Figma community. So to design a plugin icon, a frame to design a plugin icon, a frame to design your profile banner. Yeah. That's once you're on your account, I think okay, there's a profile banner behind it. Let's see if we can okay, so let's go back to files. I'll just show you what a profile banner looks like before coming back to this. So yeah, so if you come to your account here, then you click here, these are file contributions. So I want to see my own account. Let me see. Okay, yeah, community profile. Yeah, that's it. Community profile. I want to access it. Yeah, view community profile. So that should be here. So this is the banner. This is the profile banner. Yeah, this is it. So you can edit this, change your avatar here, put any image you want. You can change your art, your username. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So let's go back. Let's go back to our file. Mm. Yeah, so now we're going to create a frame. Yeah, we'll create a frame and then we'll do one or two things. Yeah, before I invite. So the thing is, I'm going to share this link, the link to this file on the in the chat. So if you're able to, you can join the file, and then you see things from like from your own like from your own POV. Okay, not my POV. So so to create a frame, that's F, right? So I'll choose. Let me choose a phone. Let's choose iPhone 8. So automatically, this is the shape of iPhone 8. Yes, so this is the shape of iPhone 8. iPhone 8 one because it's the first frame. So you can choose to rename this by either double clicking on this top part here to rename your frame, or you click on it and press Control R. And you see, wait, you see something here? You see something here? Wait, let me, I want to get these pages up here. So if you press Control R, you can actually rename your frame. So this is the layers panel. So now you have one layer here, which is your iPhone 8 one layer. Yeah, it has no children. It's just because your frame is empty. So you double click on it or Control R, and then you can rename it. Let's call it um sign up, sign up. Okay. So yeah, that's sign up. So to focus or to like focus on a certain frame, you select the frame. Let me click out. You select the frame. If I zoom out now, you select the frame and then click on and then type or press Shift 2. So it makes your zooming to selection. It makes you focus on the frame. So usually, okay, I think I've shown you. Oh no, I haven't. So now that we have a frame, right? You see that this properties panel has changed. It's gotten a lot more things. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So this is the distance from the x-axis and the distance from the y-axis. So it's 188 from the x-axis. That is this frame. This thing changes depending on what frame you're selecting and the position of the frame. Yeah, and also depending on how many frames. So like the more frames or the more elements are on your page, on your canvas in your page, the more space you have here surrounding each frame. So now we just have these two strips and that's 188 from the x-axis and minus 300 and that's 334 from the y-axis. So this is the width. The width of an iPhone 8, that is from here to here, is 375 pixels, while the height from here to here is 667 pixels. So this is what you want to change it from portrait, which is what it is now, to landscape. So it changes now in landscape. Can you see? And you click back, portrait, now in portrait. Here. So this thing, these are the alignment. These are the alignment for this. Like, so because we have nothing with it, because this is we have nothing. These alignment properties only work for inside within a frame. Yeah, within a frame. So we have align left, align horizontal center, that is aligned to the middle, align right, align top, align vertical center, that's aligned to the center, then align bottom. Yeah. Then here is what you have more options where you can tidy up the spacing between, let's make the spacing between selected elements. You can select more than one element on Figma. You can make the spacing tidy. Then you also have distribute horizontal spacing, that is spacing between elements that are on a straight line, horizontal straight line. You make them even. Then distribute vertical spacing, the spacing on a straight line, on a vertical straight line, they straighten it. So let's see. So I want to create a duplicate of this um, sign up iPhone 8 page. So to create a duplicate, there's a number of ways you can do it. You can either press Control D to create a duplicate, Control D, and it automatically create a copy or duplicate of your frame, or you can press Shift, and I don't use Shift, just press Alt here, and then click on it and drag. So you created another copy. What did I do? Let me do it again. I pressed Alt, the Alt key on your keyboard, then I clicked on it, and then I drag. Yes, then I drag. So that's 30. There are 30 pixels apart. 30 pixels apart. Please give me a second. I think someone is at door. All right, sorry about that. So I okay. So let's continue. Okay, so what I did was I pressed Alt and then drag to create a duplicate. So now you can see that this duplicate is like you have to make sure that so these things are called what's it called again? Um, these red lines I see, but they are like meant to you know tell you the distance between two objects within your screen. Yes. And when you're moving things in Figma, when two things are like aligned, you kind of feel like they snap together, or you can feel it. Yeah, you can feel it when they snap together. Yeah, so to actually duplicate something and make sure that you're duplicating it on a straight line without being able to move or shift, you press Shift and then Alt, then you click and drag. So now it duplicates it in a straight line. You can't move it up and down. It's just horizontally. Or if I bring it back vertically, can you see? So you let me zoom out and do this. I think I should change my canvas to black. Not sitting
Sorry,
black.
ma, please. The volume is really low. Struggling to hear. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Can you how is it now?
It's way better now.
All right. So has it been like this like for some time now? Because
Yeah, for a bit. Yeah.
I said to create a duplicate and make sure that they are like you like they don't like the duplicate doesn't shift. To make sure your duplicate is on the straight line either horizontally or vertically from the original object. So you press on shift, you press on alt, you click, you left click, and then you drag. So you either drag horizontally or you come back and drag vertically. So it creates a vertical duplicate. Yeah. So you can see we have two now. Yeah, so that's how you create a duplicate. Now let's still continue looking at the panel. So this is we already spoke about the width and height, and then this thing here, if you click on it, it's called constraint proportion. If you click on it, it means that you cannot change this height without changing the height. So so when you change sorry not height the width, when you change the width, it affects the height. So like the scale doesn't change. There's another term for it. I think aspect ratio. So it maintains the same aspect ratio. Like your your size, your aspect ratio is locked. Yeah, you locked your aspect ratio. So if I change this to say 400, it's not just 400 that will change. See, the height has changed also. So it increased the size. The aspect ratio is locked, so it's always going to have this shape. There's always going to have this shape. So let me take it back. So what I did was what I want to do rather is to undo my action. Yeah, and the shortcut to do that is Control Z to undo. To redo, Control Y. To undo, Control Z. Redo, Control Y. Yeah. So that's that. Let's move on to this. This is the angle. So let's say you want to slant your elements to an angle. Let's say I want this to be at 45 degrees. Oh, no. Yeah, it won't work because oh, wait, let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. So this is 45 degrees. So if I want the 45 degrees to, if I want it to be at maybe 135 degrees, I can either type 135 degrees or minus 45 degrees here. So you can either do minus to get the opposite of a certain degree, or you can imagine you're using maybe a protractor. You must just imagine 360 degrees and do it. And so if I want to do 90 degrees, it's 90 degrees. If I want to do minus 90 degrees, it turns it turns it like upside down. So it's like yeah, it turns it upside down vertically. So let's go back to zero, which is the original one. Yeah. Then this is called the corner radius or the border radius as developers call it. So this is called the corner radius. It gives your design curves. So it gives your object curves. So let's say you increase this to let's give it a corner radius of 12. This is a corner. This is a corner. Give a corner radius of 12. Can you see? There's a curve. There is a curve. Yeah. I hope we can all see this. So create, you can increase the size of your curve 24. The curve is more. Can you see? Oh, this is 240. Let's say 24. The curve is more. 48. The curve is more. And then you can come here to, if you want to do it individually. Let's say I only want the top right corner to be 48, and I don't want the top left corner to have any corner radius. I will just type 0. So can you see? Yeah. This corner has no corner radius, while only this does. So you can do that for every corner within your frame. So then this is called corner smoothing. What it does is that let me zoom in more. So what it does is that it's this place there's a kind of break between the curve and the horizontal edge or the horizontal side here and the side. So to smoothen that curve and make it look more rounded, you can increase the corner rounding or corner smoothly. See, can you see it? I wish all of you guys could see this. But like it's becoming more smoother as you increase it. More smoother, more rounded. Yeah. Before it was like this, now it's like this. Can you see? Like this when it was at 0 and 100 like this. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen curves or devices. They look a little bit like they look just sleek. Yeah, so there's actually iOS uses this a lot, and for iOS corners, like maybe for their cards, for their buttons. That's for Apple devices, right? The the corner smoothing is at 60%. So that's how they achieve that effect. So if you want, maybe you're designing for an iOS application, always make sure that your corner smoothing is at 60%. It's not a must, but like I think it's one of the, imagine you're designing a real mobile app for iOS. It's one of the things that would, aid in them adopting your design. So let me change the corner radius to 0 back. So I clicked on the mix. It's mixed because this one has no radius and just these three have corner radiuses. So you just put 0 and now we're back. So this is called auto layout, and I'm not going to touch on this now because it's going to be quite confusing. So once we start designing, like once I start creating elements within this shape, sorry, within this frame, that's when I can explain what auto layout is. And we're going to do that very soon. Then we have a layout grid. Okay. So layout grids help you they help you with alignment. Yeah. They help you with alignment. They help you with layout. So like you can create a layout grid. There are about three types. Oh sorry, these are predefined. These are styles. So you can create a layout grid. Yeah, and it automatically sorry, you can create a layout grid and it automatically creates a pixel grid. Remember here when we enabled pixel grid. Yeah, so this one actually pronounces the pixel grid and gives it a red color. So you can even see it from afar without having to zoom in. So, but I don't want to use a pixel grid. You hardly ever use a pixel grid except you're maybe designing an icon or something. Yeah. So, um, so the size, you can change the size. So this is 10 pixels. You can make it 1 pixel. It will be very tiny. Yeah, it's so tiny that it looks like this. So tiny. So tiny. You can make it, let's make it back to 10. It's bigger. The pixels are bigger. So, but I don't want to use a pixel grid. We have two other types. We have column grid, row grid. Column grids are the ones mostly used for designing mobile devices. So, and with this, I'll show you what a grid does. So let's click on column grid. So now we have this. We have this. Okay. So this is our iPhone 8, right? And this is the count. The count is the number of grid lines. So the number of columns. One, two, four, five. So the count is five, right? This is the color, this color, and it was set to 10% transparency or opacity, right? So it's transparent, just 10% opacity. Then stretch, we have, so you can either align your grid to the right, then left, align it to the right, align it to the center, or you stretch it, meaning it takes the whole width of your frame, which is the one that we'll be using. Then gutter is the space between these two. Between each column, this white space is gutter. So it's set to 20. I usually set mine to 24. Then margin. Margin is like your side borders. So let's set, so for a mobile device, the standard borders, I think we have 16, we have 24. Yes, 16 and 24. Anything more or anything less is too much, I think. So some people even use 36, and I'm like, why? So 16 or 34, I use 16 or 24, I use 24. So this gives us a margin. So I think we said that. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. So when you're working with a grid, this is your margin, meaning that everything, all your elements from left to right, they won't pass this margin. They'll be within and start from here and end here. This creates alignment, right? And also you use it to lay out. You can decide that okay, for my elements would span 1, 2, 3 columns, and then that'll be it. And then this space is 24, so you decide that okay, my spacing will be 24 pixels. So if your element spans 3 columns here to the left, then to maintain 24 spacing, your element will span 2 columns to the right. So we're not yet done with grid. I still want to show you another one, but since this is the grid graph, so let me create. You can even create multiple grids. Like I can create a pixel by pressing this plus here. You can create multiple grids. So this is the one I just new one I just created. So let's click on it, and then I want to show you how the row grid looks like. So this is it. It creates rows. So I don't use this much, but I think for mobile, let's say 12. 12 is the count. That is 12 rows. Yeah, 12 rows. Some people actually use row and column grids. They use row grids maybe to get a top and bottom margin. Yeah, and top and bottom alignment too, and also top and bottom spacing. So my gutter would remain 24 because that's the spacing that I used for the column grid. So 24 between each row. And then margin, let's put the margin to, let's say 40. Yeah, 40. So you can see from here to here is 40. Here to here is 40. Then from here to the bottom is 40. So meaning that everything that I'm going to be designing, they stay within this box. So usually when you're designing a mobile app, this is where your what's it called? Is it your status bar? Yeah, where you see um your battery power or battery percentage, your time. Yeah, this is called a status bar. This is usually where it stays. It's usually 40, yeah, between 30 something to 40 in height. Yeah, so most times your content just resides within here. But for mobile devices, I think your nav bar should be definitely more. Your lower nav bar, like for a mobile device, you should see a lower nav bar where you have your menu, shop, your settings here, like a kind of rectangle here with icon. So it usually starts from here. Yeah. Okay, so I don't need this row, so I can do this row grid. So I can do two things. I can either close it by clicking on this eye, or hide it by clicking on this eye icon, or I can delete it or remove it by clicking on this minus. So we have just 5 columns. But let me just close it here. Then here we have layer. In this section is what you have where you have what we call blending mode. Yeah, blending modes. We're going to use this. So we have normal, darking, multiply, plus darker, color bond, blending mode. So when you place two layers on top of one another, or two elements on top of one another, or on top of each other, you can either blend them together in different ways by overlay, soft light, and these they work in different ways. There's actually an explanation for all of them and how they work, but we're not going to touch on that now. So you can add this with this. You can either set the opacity of the layer to. So the opacity of the layer is 100%, meaning that your layer, which is our frame, right? This iPhone 8 frame, is very visible. Yeah, it's very visible. It's on 100% opacity. So if I set it to 20% opacity, it means that it's going to just be 20% visible. And then everything that is inside would also automatically adopt 20% visibility. Because as I said, a frame is like a bounding box. Whatever is within it stays within it. And if you change the opacity of the layer, it affects the children of the layer. So let's take it back to 100. But here, this is the color, right? Fill. This is the color within. So let's say I close the eyes, I hide this column. You see that our frame is white. White. I can change it to black. Yeah, I can change it to the color of the canvas. Yeah, so you can't see it. I can change it to any color that I want. And then I can also increase or decrease the opacity too. So the opacity is 100%, but the way this thing works, this opacity works, it only affects the color of the frame. So anything else within the frame does not change. So let me say I put another frame within this box. Okay, we have another frame, right? And can you see from the layers that it has become like a child? Frame one has become a child of the sign up frame. That is our iPhone 8 frame. So meaning iPhone 8 frame is our parent, and if you select the frame, you select everything that is within a frame. See. So if I click on frame one, okay, let me drag it to the center. So now let me show you that part that I didn't touch on before, the alignment part. First of all, let me give frame one a different color. You come to fill, automatically if you create any frame within a frame in Figma, it has no fill, it is transparent. See, let me bring it out. Transparent, right? But we're going to give it a fill. You can click this plus sign and it's given a white fill, but white, I want that to be contrast. So let me give it black so that we can see it very well. So let's come back here. Now let's align it to the left. Can you see? It automatically snaps to the left of the frame. Let's align it to the middle. It comes to the middle. Let's align it to the right. It comes to the right. Let's align it to the top. It comes to the top. Let's align it to the center. Comes to the center. Let's align it to the bottom. Comes to the bottom. So if I want it to be at the center of this frame, I would align it to the middle and then align it to the center. Yes, so it's at the middle. Then um let's talk about the opacity. So as I mentioned, for the frame, if you reduce the opacity of the frame to 10%, it affects everything within the frame. This black too is also 10% automatically. But let's take it back. But if you reduce the opacity of only the fill, make it 10%, then you see the black is still as black as ever. It's 100% opacity. It's just the color of the frame that is in 10%. So let's change it back to 100. Yeah. So that then effect. We have a number. Okay, then okay, let's touch on stroke. But I don't think you'll be able to see that. So in fact, let's invert the colors. Let's make our iPhone black. Yeah, let's make our iPhone black. And then let's make the child white. Okay, white. Oh no, not black. Let's make this maybe pink or red or something else. So if you click on the color here, you'll see a color picker, right? You can click on this circle here and drag it across to get whatever color it is that you want. So you can just click on anywhere to get whatever color. This is a color picker. As you move up, the color gets darker. As you move down, as you move up, the color gets brighter. As you move down, the color gets darker. So I think in the last class we were talking about tints and shades and tones. So there's actually a difference between them. So let's use this for instance. So a tint is the lighter, like you're adding white to the color to get it. When you add white to the color, you get it. A shade is when you add um, gray. That's the mixture of white and black to the color. You get a shade. It looks dull. Okay, so like this red you see here is a shade of red. You can see it looks very dull and doesn't look exactly red. It looks like brown. So lots of gray. This is the gray zone, the gray area. Lots of gray have been added to it. So if you want to get a tone, which is adding black to the color, you come here. So this is a very dark red. So that is a tone, very dark red. Okay, so let's pick a light color. Yeah, let's pick, let's see, yeah. So this is called the hue path. You can move it, change it from red to green by moving it. These are like all the different colors. So you move it and yeah. Okay, I like this green. Yeah, probably because of my name. Okay. Um, so then we have what we call the transparency or opacity. So you can change the transparency here, and you can also change it here, just like you can reduce the transparency. So you see, it only affects the color. It doesn't affect what is within the frame, just the color of the frame. So let's say we have this, and then these are your options for the type of color or color format. Yeah. So this is hex color format, which is this. We have RGB, which gives you something like this, and then you see. Then we have CSS, which is how developers render color in RGB, but you see it's different. This is how it looks like. Then we have HSL, that is hue, saturation, and lightness. Sigma calls it lightness, but I think the correct term for the L is I think is it luminosity. I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Luminance. Yes, yes, luminance. So we have hue, saturation, and luminance. Hue is the color, which is this thing. We are changing the hue here. Can you see the number is moving? As you're moving, the number is moving. So hue starts from 0 to 360. Hue numbers from 0 to 360. Some people actually know what number represents what hue. People know that yellow is 54, green is 110. Like, so some people actually know that. People who really know colors. Then so, but our hue is 0, right? So then this is saturation. Saturation is how concentrated a color is. Yes. Or yeah, how rich a color is. And when a color is very saturated, it tends to look, well, I call it redder, but like that's the richness of the color. The saturated color is rich. It tends to look tending towards the red, like it looks redder. Some people say it vibrates. Yeah, it looks hot. Yeah, it looks hot. Then we have lightness. This is how light. So if you increase the lightness, you would realize. And let me increase the lightness to 100. Can you see that this thing it jumped up? So this is the light, the white stuff. Let me take it back. It jumps back down. Just look at this one. Let me take it forward. Let me redo. It jumps up, undo. It jumps back. It jumps up. And as you did that, the color changed. Can you see? So then let me take it back. Yeah. So that's that. Then this is called a color picker. You can use it to pick colors from any part of your screen, from any element within your screen. If I pick this color white now, you see everything becomes white. All right. So so what else? What next to explore here? So yeah, then stroke. I think this was what I wanted to do. But before stroke, let's look at constraint. Yeah, this is its constraint. You see, it wasn't here before, but it only appears the same way this one works. The alignment, the alignment options were constraints only appear when it's an element that is within another element. So a children parents relationship, yeah, the child within the element is what constraints and alignments work for. So this is our frame that is within this iPhone 8. So what do constraints mean? Let's look at it. So now you can see what we have center and center. So we have horizontal constraints and we have vertical constraints. So for horizontal constraints, this is constrained to the center. What does it mean? It means that no matter what you do to this outside parent frame, this sign of frame, like no matter what you do in a horizontal manner, that thing will continue to be at the center. So let's see now. So now I want to increase the width of this frame. Okay, let me put up fine. There's no point in it. All right. Okay. So like I want to increase the width of this iPhone 8, and I click on it on the side, which so that I can increase the width, and I drag. You'll see that as I drag, the shape within the frame within continues to be at the center. Constraints are very useful when you want to create responsive design. So imagine I were creating a desktop app, and I quickly want to switch to a mobile app. So I just make sure that while I'm creating the desktop app, I constrain everything properly. Then when I want to switch, I just decrease the width, and then maybe scale the text, scale other things down. But everything maintains their position, makes the work easier. So it remains in center. Now let me change the shape to the leg height width to 375. Give me a minute. Mm, okay, let me just undo. Oh, not that. Okay. So three. Okay, let me click on it again. That is, I want to return this shape back to 375. 375, which is the shape of an iPhone 8, like the width of an iPhone 8. Okay. So now let's go back to our frame within. Let's say I want to align this to the center. Sorry, not align like the constraint. If I change the constraint from left to like, so this is horizontal constraint, which is what we do. So let's look at vertical constraint. It's set at the center, meaning that if I increase this the height, it will continue to be at the center. Right? Okay. So then let's look at the other options in the horizontal constraint. So we have center, we have left to right, we have left. Let's look at left. It means that this shape is constrained to the left, meaning that it sticks to the left. So if I increase the size or decrease the size from the left side, it goes with it. It follows the left side. Or if I increase it from the right side, it sticks to the left side. Sticks to the left side. So that's how this thing works. The same thing applies to constraining to the right. Yeah. So for left and right, it it expands. So let's try it now. So we constrain it to left and right, meaning that once we move, try to increase it elongates and make it expand. Yeah. So constraints are really helpful, and I think there might be times that you're designing, let's say you're designing a mobile screen, and automatically when you're designing, when you put any shape on within any shape or element within a frame, Figma automatically constrains them to the top and to the side, to the left, to the top and to the left. The reason why ours was constrained to the center was because I center aligned it. Yeah, I came to this alignment and I center aligned it. Yeah, that's right. So when you're designing with a mobile screen and then you discover that you have elements in it, and then you want to pull down this part, you now discover that what you're pulling, the elements in your frame are changing. It means you need to come and check the constraint and make sure that the constraints are either set to um, left, that's for the horizontal, and top for vertical. Yes. So what it means is that when you're pulling, okay, so what it means is that when you're pulling your, um, give me a second. What it means is that when you pull down or try to shorten it, it sticks to the top. To the top. So let's pull it down. Oh no, it's 2 seconds. Let me on this. Okay. Mm, okay, so I'm going to undo this so that the size can go back to what it was before. Here, this is our original style. So let's say I put this, align this to the top, right? It's at the top. If I want to increase the size, I have to make sure that it is constrained to the top. If I want to increase the size of the mobile frame, like sorry, not the size, the length. So if I increase or reduce the length, whatever is inside sticks, like it sticks to the top. It doesn't change. Can you see? It doesn't change. So it's just basically to constrain whatever the contents of your frame to a particular spot, a particular position, so that whatever actions you do to that frame, it doesn't affect the content or the element. So I guess that's that. Okay, so before I move on, I would please you can ask questions here. We're not done yet, but I am sure that some of you must already have questions. So please feel free to ask before we move on. Yeah. Okay. Waiting for questions.
Okay. Please, I just want to find out like regarding the elements inside of a frame. While we are working as a team, um, if someone constrains a particular element a certain way, um, can you change the constraints, or is just the person who did the constraint that is able to change it? And um, is it like something that is locked, that is beyond your control while you're working with a team?
Okay. Thank you. Good question. So if you're designing or working with a team, as long as you have edit access, as long as you can edit, you can do anything from any side. From your own side, you can change anything. The other person can change anything. It's like imagine you're sitting around on a like around a table with people, and then you have a set of cards on the table, and then people are rearranging the table. You can as well just stretch your hand and rearrange that table too. I think that's the beauty of Figma and FigJam. So like you guys are collaborating real time. Someone changes something from their end, you as well can change it back. There's no limitation, there's no constraint. In fact, let me share the link. If you're with your system, you can join. And then you can also try and play around. Let me share the link to the file with you. Okay, share. So I'm going to copy the link and change first. I'll change it to from only invited people to anyone with the link. Yeah, so anyone with the link can edit and there's no password required. So I'll save that and then copy the link. So I'm going to share that in the chat now. Mm, okay. So if you're on your system, okay, to zoom into sorry, I'm just seeing this question. So to zoom into selection is shift plus two. Yes, shift two. Alt plus drag. That is to duplicate. Yeah, Alt plus drag. So shift to zoom to selection and then Alt plus drag to create a duplicate, or you can just Control D it to create a duplicate. So let me paste the link. Yeah, so this is the link I'm sending that now to the Figma file. So you can join if you're able to just hop on the file and see what you can change. Just be free, change whatever it is you want to change, create whatever it is you want to create, play around with it while I continue with the class. Yeah, so I'm expecting to see some of us on the file. Yeah, I'm expecting to see some of us on the file. All right. Okay, so yeah, another question, please. Does anyone have any other questions? Please don't hold back. Anything. There's no silly question. There's no like this is figure we're talking about. And if you don't ask, then you won't get answer. Yeah, like that's why we're here. So any other questions? Well, I assume we've all been following and everything has been going smoothly. So I'll take that as a no, right? Okay, no other questions. Oh, okay, Jeremiah.
No question.
All right. Thank you. So I hope you've been taking notes because I've just been dropping shortcuts, like randomly. So I hope you've been noting them down. Because every shortcut that I mentioned is something that you would need to use regularly all the time. So take note of that. Yeah. And you can know, let me check. Let me check the chat if any other questions came before. Okay, just Samuel and Jesse. Okay. So let's continue. So, yeah, I'm seeing someone on the file. Oh, okay, that's Jesse. Okay, so you can try out the question you asked about changing the constraint. Click on this, try it out. Yeah, try and see if you can change the constraints from what, like you should be able to do that. You can do anything within the file as long as you can edit it. You're free to do anything. So let me see, is there still so if two or more people can select one element or one object at the same time. Yeah. In fact, everybody can select for something. So like Jesse already selected this, and I can as well just come and select it. Yeah. So basically there's so much freedom on Figma. It's just to aid collaboration. So let's see what else is there to show you here. I don't think we're done. Okay, then let's come to stroke. So we've looked at colors, right? Now we have stroke. Now this creates a frame, or no, it's like a border. Sorry, not a border. Imagine, yeah, imagine should be the right word. Imagine around the object that you gave you gave the stroke to. So Jesse, can you unselect? Oh wait, let me create. Don't worry, stay on. Let me create um a different frame. Yes, so I've created frame two. You can see it in layer panel frame two. So let me move that up. You can see that it has a black margin. Yeah, that's stroke. So I'm giving it a stroke. And it actually has a layout grid, but I'm going to I think it was just that put that. So let me remove it. Or let me close it for this one. Yeah. So look at the stroke here. So this is stroke. And you can change the color. You can make my stroke red. You can change color by either typing in the hex code or you come in here and use the color picker here. So maybe I want my stroke to be red. Yeah, you can see it change. It's red. Can you see? So you can also increase the weight of the stroke or the thickness of the stroke. So now the stroke is just 1 pixel. Depending on the size of whatever object you're working on, you could increase it, make it 4. See it's increased. Then now we have different, like call them orientations, but we have center, meaning that your stroke, that the actual margin of your shape is within the center of your stroke. See, It means that your stroke extends both inwards and outwards. That's why it's center. So before it was inside, it means that your stroke extends into the shape, into the object. Then if it's outside, it means that your stroke extends outside the object. I hope you can only increase the size of the stroke so that you can see it. This is not, please imagine or the frame. Please imagine. Now let's put it in center. Can you see? The margin is actually in the center of the stroke. Now let's put it to inside. Then the margin is outside of the stroke. Yeah. So that's that. So then you can also decide that okay, you don't want your stroke to be on every side. I just want my stroke to be at the top here, or I just want my stroke to be at the bottom, or I just want my stroke to be to the left, or I just want my stroke to be to the right. Oh, I want a custom like stroke setting. So maybe I want my stroke to be to the left and to the right. Yes. Or I want it to be to the left, the right, and to the bottom. Here. So like, can you see that? So the next thing should be effect. Effect. So you can add a number of effects in Figma. We have drop shadow, we have layer blur, we have background blur, and then we have which other one again? Yeah, inner shadow. Yeah, inner shadow. Okay, so let's try them out one after the other. So automatically when you click on the plus sign, what Figma will bring out will be a layer blur, will be a drop shadow. So it's when you click on the drop down that you see inner shadow. Can you see the difference? Inner shadow. And he creates a shadow within the object. A drop shadow creates a shadow outside the object, like around the object, to give it um an illusion of like the fact that it's a shadow. But this inner shadow, it gives shadow within an object. Then we have the layer blur. See, it blurs the layer. And you see what I selected now is looking blur. Then we have background blur. This background blur works with transparency. So if I put background blur and then I put my let's do something. So see, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a plugin. I'm going to get an avatar. That is a circular. This is an avatar. This is avatar. So I'm going to get an avatar now. And put the avatar beneath this, under this frame, and then it would activate. We see how the background blur works. So here's what I'm going to do. I will duplicate this. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm back now. No, it's not your network, it's mine. Yeah, I think it was from my own end. Okay, so I guess you can hear me now, right? Someone should
Yes.
confirm if they can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, yes,
All right. I hope this doesn't happen again. Okay, so let's continue. And you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So let's continue. So I made a duplicate of this, and now I'm going to import an um an avatar. So if you want to activate, so like you can. I didn't tell you this, but once you right click on Figma, if you right click with something selected, you get these options: copy, paste, paste to replace, copy and paste as, move to page, bring to front. You get these options. In your free time, you can try them out. And so this is what I'm looking for, plugins. So because this is a new account, I have used no plugins on it. So let's just go to manage plugins. I would have to search. And the one I'm looking for, this searches from the community, right? So the one I'm looking for is avatar. Avatar. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. So this is a plugin. And I right click, I went to the option plugin, I went to manage plugin, and then I searched for what I wanted. And now I clicked on the results, one of the search results, and I came to the like plugin page or plugin modal or whatever. So this sign is to save, meaning that so that I can use it next time. I'm going to save it and then run it. That is to open it to use the plugin. So it's loading. The plugin makes your work easier. So let's say there's plugin for shadows. Oh, it automatically rendered an avatar. No, I didn't. It seems I didn't select the right frame. So let me undo. Anyway, this is not even the frame that I am looking for. This is not the frame that I am looking for. This is not the avatar I'm looking for. I'm looking for something else. Yeah, I'm looking for something else. So let me select this back and show you an avatar that lets you, set things. So let me run this again. Yeah. So you see, it automatically generates a picture for me. But this is actually not the plugin I use. I think I will show you that as we move on. Yeah. So it automatically generated this avatar for me. I did not have to start getting a picture, copying and pasting and all that. You just randomly generate images for it. So I would move this shape half to the top of it. No, I don't want it inside. I want it outside and I want it at the top. So not under. So this is it. And then remember that we already put background. But as I said, background blur cannot work if it is 100% opacity. So I'm going to remove the stroke, or let me hide it. So now we have just white. Now let me reduce the opacity to 10. Now can you see? Now let me select both of them to see the difference. So to select, you press shift and then let's say you already have one. Let's say you already have one selected. Select another item. You press shift and then click on it. So that selects two. You can move them together. Yes. So now, can you see this is what we call background blur? This is background blur. This, you can see that the here is blurry while here is clear because there's a background blur on this shape, and it only reflects when the opacity is low. So the opacity is 10. If I take it back to 100, there's no blur again. It's only when it's transparent that the blur can work. So take it back to 10, you see the blur. And then you can increase the blur. You can actually increase or like, set your effect. So you can increase the blur. Now the blur is on 4. I can make it 100 to blur everything completely. I can make it 50 See, it's blood like this. I can make it 30. No, it's too much. Can you see? I can make it 20. I can make it 10. Depending on the effect you want. I think it was on 4 before, like by default. So this is the blood I was in before. So yeah, so that's that. So those are the effects. And I think I've already explained how to export. Yeah, so that's that. So basically today we just took a tour around Figma, and thankfully we were able to complete it before the time ran out. Before the time ran out. So in our next class, we're going to be designing. So I'm going to share this. I'll share this link. In fact, no, I'll do a better way. So I would invite everyone. I won't share the link. Instead, I would invite you to edit this file. So what you'll see is that in your mails, the mails you're using to submit your assignments, in those mails, you would receive an email from Figma telling you that I have invited you to edit a file. You just have to click on it, go to file, accept invite. Just have to click on it, and you'll be able to access this file. Yeah. So I'll do that during the week, and yeah, I'll do that during the week. So what will your assignments be? Hmm. Let me see. Okay, before we start talking about assignments, does anyone have any questions? Any questions now? Any questions? See, this file is open to everyone, like everyone, okay? God practice, you can do whatever it within. So someone unmuted, please go ahead.
Sorry, please. I don't know if it's because I'm using the desktop app, but I'm finding it hard to find the constraint um for that frame one.
Okay, can you share your screen? Is it possible for you to
Um,
share your screen?
Let me see if I can. Um,
Or maybe send a screenshot. I just want to see how your UI looks like and what you have selected at the moment. Okay, you're sharing. Good, good. Okay. Oh, you're using the new UI. Nice. All right. So let me tell you where to find them. So click on the objects or the frame. Click on it. Then now move to where you see 306. I think that's here the size. Is that 306? No, not the size. Y. Yeah, Y 306. Yes, to the right of the Y position. To the right of it, that's your constraint.
okay,
Yes, click on
okay.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I think maybe I should. Well, for most of us that are newly, using Figma, would most likely get the new UI. But let me see. Let me open the. We'll most likely get the old UI. Let me see if I can open the new UI on my other account. But so it can be confusing. Yeah, it can be. But basically, everything in the old UI is in the new UI. Yeah, everything. It's just the arrangement that they change. It's just the
Yeah.
arrangement. Okay. So thank you, Jesse. So you can stop sharing your screen now. So does anyone else have a question? Does anyone else have a question? Mm, Please, if you have a question, just unmute. Okay, so let me go back to files, back to my files. So I hope everyone can see this. Go back to my files and then go to my other accounts. I just want to show you the new UI before time runs out, and maybe show you one or two things that are hidden. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file. Um, okay, here, a design file. Okay, so this is it. This is how it looks like. My theme is life. So let me create the same iPhone 8 phone and then create a shape for another frame. Wait then. Yeah, let me give this. Let me change the color. Yeah. Then let me give my frame a feel. Okay, so I think we're all set. So these are the like alignment. So this is where it looks slightly different, but it's still at the top anyway. So unlike the way um in the old UI you had stuff here, they are now here. All those things that were here are now here. The move to frame to shape, pen, text, comment, they are all here now. And then they brought the dev mode from here and brought it here. Here, here. Boom. Uh, okay. You come fast. Okay, come fast. All right. Okay. So sorry about that. Okay, let me con. Yeah. So they brought the dev mode from here. So it's up here to here. So what else? Then these are the constraints. I don't know. People have a lot to say about this new UI. How the old version is better. Yeah. But well, I would say we just have to, adapt. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's more, well, I say it's more fluid. Yeah, but not a lot actually changed. Yeah, not a lot actually changed. You still have your stroke effect layout grid, but they brought this layout grid down here. See your fill, and then they changed it from layers to appearance. And this is where you set your opacity, and then now the blend mode is hidden. The blend mode is now here. So this teardrop icon. So that's that. Yeah, I think I can stop sharing now. I don't need this file. Mm, okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me start. Yeah. Let me stop sharing. All right. So I hope you learned, or rather you got a lot from today's class. So from at our next class, would create things, right? We'll create things. I'd have loved us to, create maybe some elements like a button or something. But I believe that it was actually needed, showing you the UI and all. Yeah. So that by next week when we're doing stuff, it will be a lot easier for everyone to collaborate. But I would say just explore the interface. Yeah. Explore the interface, create an account, just explore the interface. And we have a group, right? So if you have any questions, if you're facing any difficulty, you can just send a screenshot, take whatever it is, and yeah, it will be solved. So, okay. So lastly, any questions? Mm,
No, ma.
okay, okay. From Biomedical, okay, no. All right. So
No
for
question.
your
No questions. Yeah.
all right. Just said no questions today. Okay, so for your assignment, what would you do? Um, I'm trying to think. Because the idea was we would actually do something. So maybe okay. So you know what? So you know what? Create create um create different frames for me. Yes, create different frames. Create different frames, and then within those frames, create let me say about 8 frames. Yeah, create 8 frames. Create 8 frames for me on Figma, and then within those frames, fill them up with the different shapes. So each frame should contain at least 5 shapes. Yeah, each frame should contain at least 5 shapes. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the assignment. Okay, so I guess we'll call it a night. All right. So bye everyone. I wish you a good weekend, and hopefully next week yeah we'll have lot a lot more time together. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye, ma.
Bye.
Bye, ma.
Bye, ma.
Bye.